You know that last thing you bought online? Well, its journey to your door was basically a miracle of digital orchestration. It's like a global relay race happening against time and uncertainty. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible intelligence that makes that miracle happen every single day.
I mean, think about it. It's a question that billion-dollar companies are obsessed with. How in the world do you produce the precise number of items to meet demand all over the globe without making way too much and wasting it, or not making enough and leaving people frustrated? It is a razor's edge. And yeah, it doesn't stop there. Once you've made it, how do you then get it through this maze of factories, ships, and trucks to deliver that one single item to your specific doorstep, exactly when they promised? That is the complex, high-stakes game we are breaking down today. So how do we get from all that chaos to some kind of control? Well, we'll start by sizing up the core challenge. Then we'll meet the digital brain that brings order to it all. We're going to peek inside its four key functions, see it in action with an everyday product, and then look ahead to see where this tech is going. And finally, we'll even explore how you could be a part of this incredible system. Okay, so first things first, let's just appreciate the sheer scale of the problem. A modern supply chain is this massive, chaotic dance of suppliers, factories, shipping containers, and warehouses all moving at different rhythms across different continents. The real challenge is turning all that potential chaos into a predictable, reliable flow. And you know, this isn't some niche back office thing. This is the operational backbone for pretty much every major industry you can think of. From the car you drive and the groceries in your fridge to life-saving medicines in a hospital, all of it depends on mastering the science of supply chain management. So how do the world's biggest companies manage to tame all this complexity? Well, they use a powerful central nervous system, and for many of them, that system is SAP SCM. The best way to think about it is like air traffic control for a company's entire network of products, making sure nothing collides and everything arrives safely and on schedule. Now, the key takeaway here isn't just about tracking boxes. It's all about intelligence. As you can see from the definition, the crucial words are manage, optimize, and synchronize. The whole goal is to make every single step, from the raw material all the way to your hands, as smart, efficient, and cost-effective as digitally possible. All right, so how does SAP SCM actually pull off this level of optimization? Well, the answer is inside its powerful planning engine. And honestly, the best way to understand it is to think of it like a tightly knit team of 4 specialists, where each one handles a critical piece of the puzzle. So let's meet the first specialist, the forecaster. It's also known as demand planning, or just DP. This module is basically the crystal ball. It crunches historical sales data, market trends, all these economic indicators to come up with a surprisingly accurate prediction of what customers are going to want to buy next week, next month, even next year. Next up is the factory optimizer, or PP/DS. Now, armed with that forecast from DP, this specialist gets to work on the how. It calculates the most efficient way to actually make the stuff, scheduling machines, materials, and people right down to the minute to hit those production targets without creating any bottlenecks. Then we have the network coordinator, S&P. This specialist thinks bigger. It's looking at the entire map. Its job is to figure out the best way to move inventory across the whole network. It decides which warehouse should hold what product, just so it can be closest to where it thinks the demand is going to pop up. And finally, there's the realist GATP. The moment you click Buy Now online, this is the system that springs into action. It does a real-time check across all the inventory and all the production schedules to give you an accurate delivery date. It's the company's promise keeper, making sure it never, ever sells something it can't deliver. So this slide really shows how these 4 specialists work together in this seamless cascade of information. See, it all starts with a forecast from DP. That number then dictates the factory plan from PP/DS. That plan then informs how SMP distributes all the stock. And finally, GATP gives the final green light. Each step intelligently informs the next one. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I know all this theory can feel a little abstract, so let's make it real. Let's trace this whole process through a product you might have in your own home, just to see how these digital specialists actually work in the real world. Okay, so picture this. It's early spring. A huge yogurt company is trying to predict summer demand. Their demand planning module looks at past trends and forecasts a massive spike for strawberry yogurt. So production planning immediately kicks in, scheduling factories to ramp up strawberry production while, dialing back on other flavors. At the exact same time, supply network planning is routing all those extra shipments to warehouses in major cities. So, when a huge supermarket chain places a massive order for strawberry yogurt, GATP can instantly confirm, yep, we've got it, and it will be there on Tuesday. So, what's the result of this perfectly synchronized digital ballet? Two huge wins. First, the company avoids making way too much of the wrong yogurt, which dramatically cuts down on costly food waste. And second, for you, the consumer, it means the freshest possible product hits the shelves exactly when you want it. That's why all this stuff matters so much. But as you can imagine, the world of supply chain tech is constantly speeding up. The powerful system we've just been talking about is already evolving into something even faster, smarter, and more predictive as the entire process moves into the cloud. Yeah, this chart really highlights the massive leap forward. SCM was an on-premise system, which just means the software ran on a company's own physical servers in their own building. Its successor, SAP IB, is cloud-based. It runs on these immensely powerful, globally connected servers. And this isn't just a change of address, it is a total game changer. It unlocks things like real-time simulations, letting planners ask what if for any scenario, like what if a port closes, and see the impact instantly. And maybe most importantly, it injects the whole process with AI and machine learning, creating forecasts that don't just predict, but can actually learn and adapt on their own. So, what does all this constant technological evolution mean for the actual people who manage these global flows? Well, it means an explosion of incredible career opportunities for anyone with the right skills to harness this kind of power. And the roles themselves are so diverse. I mean, if you love solving complex puzzles for big companies, you could become a consultant, helping them implement these systems. If you're a data whiz who loves statistics, the demand planner role puts you right at the very start of the whole process. And if you're more of a big picture strategist, a supply chain analyst is constantly looking for ways to optimize the entire flow from start to finish. So if you take one thing away from our explainer today, let it be this. The supply chain is the absolute lifeline of modern business. And the systems that run it, from SCM to the new world of IBP, are what keep that lifeline strong, fast, and intelligent. The next time a package arrives exactly on schedule, you'll know the sheer power of the digital choreography that made it all possible.